Ladies and gentlemen of the XRP community, pause right now. You think this surge to $2.19 today, November 25th, 2025, is just retail noise or short-term ETF hype? Think again. Data from today's X post shows institutional inflows hitting $164 million across new XRP products, with exchange balances dropping to multi-year lows. Analysts are calling for tests at $3.30 by year-end. But the real story is a supply-demand shift that's only beginning. I'm Santa, your crypto guide, and in the next 10 minutes, I'll break down fresh insights from today's X Buzz. Straight analysis, no fluff. This changes how you view XRP's momentum. Let's unpack it. First, full disclaimer. This is not financial advice. I'm sharing data-driven observations from public sources and expert commentary. Always do your own research, consult a financial advisor, and invest only what you can afford to lose. Picture this. Overnight, XRP climbs 8% from $2.10 support, breaking a descending channel that's held since July. Why the move? Step 1. ETF launches are live and pulling capital. As Vince Crypto posted this morning on X, XRP surges 7% in strongest breakout in weeks as Ripple-linked ETFs go live. Grayscale's GXRP and Franklin Templeton's XRPZ debuted with $60 million each in day one inflows. Per Grove Exchange data echoed across threads. Bitwise's XRP ETF added $18 million yesterday, totaling $135 million over 3 days. That's not speculation. It's verifiable institutional demand, with 7 XRP products now trading, from RRX Osprey's XRPR to Teucrium's leveraged XXRP. But here's the mini cliffhanger. What happens when these funds scale to BlackRock levels? Ripple Bullwinkle tweeted today, XRP ETFs pulling nearly $100 million a day already changes everything. If inflows continue through Christmas, ETF desks will be chasing XRP at $2.20 with more demand than OTC can physically fill. Exactly. Yesterday, Bitwise and Canary accumulated over 10 million XRP combined. At this pace, projected 15 to 25 million daily acquisitions. That's 200 million XRP monthly locked away. Glassnode confirms 73 million XRP withdrawn from exchanges in the last 24 hours alone, shrinking float by 5% annually against 100 billion total supply. Step 2. Technical confirmation. Weekly charts show a V-shaped recovery with inverse head and shoulders. Neckline at $2.80. BD on X nailed it this afternoon. XRP just surged after bouncing from the $2 zone. Institutions are loading up. ETFs are pulling in fresh capital. And resistance at $2.50 is the next big test. If momentum holds, the path toward $3.30 to $3.50 opens up. RSI above 60. Open interest up 8.5% to $4 billion in futures, and volume spiking 25% weekly. CoinDesk reported XRP surges 7%, testing major descending channel, further gains ahead. On-chain, whale accumulation pockets everywhere. Dark pools thinning per community replies. Rhetorical question. If ETFs mirror Bitcoin's 2024 inflows, but with XRP's utility edge, ISO 2022 compliance, RLUSD stablecoin integrations, how does $2.50 become just a pit stop? Teaser. Stick around for the myth section, where we address why skeptics are missing the utility layer that's fueling this. Layer in today's X reactions for context. Crypto Bytes posted, XRP surges 3.41% to $2.19, hitting a multi-week high of $2.28 as open interest skyrockets, fueled by fresh ETF launches from Franklin Templeton and Bitwise. Community vibe, bullish but measured. Elon Tusks predicts, between Thursday and Friday, the price is likely gonna jump hard. Thin books. These ETFs are all buyers. We could see XRP at $2.40 to $2.85. Remora AI sentiment scan. Very bullish, 95% stable. XRP ETF launch ignites 8% surge. Even bears note stabilization, as Coin Edition shared. XRP shows early signs of stabilization after weeks of downside. ETF boosts interest. What if scenario? If Fidelity or BlackRock joins, as Mike speculated today, institutional adoption plus shrinking float could push XRP into the $4 to $5 range if inflows persist. Pair that with CME's spot XRP futures, launching December 15th. Low margin, spot-tied contracts mean Wall Street ramps up. Japan's taxis crypto trusts add tailwinds. Crypto economy news, XRP primed for ETF-led breakout. Top analyst predicts global utility and major price surge. It's not hype, it's infrastructure meeting capital. Energy building? Good. Now let's bust myths that cause drop-offs. Myth 1. ETFs are BTC, ETH only. XRP's too niche. Fact, 7 issuers live, outpacing early ETH products. Inflows already top $164 million category-wide. If you're doubting like many on X, recall skeptics on ETF at $1,000 in 2021. Myth 2, infinite supply kills scarcity. Counter, exchange balances at historic lows, no inflows during dips. Ripple bull. Winkle again. XRP ETFs just pushed nearly $100 million in volume yesterday. Supply shock is unavoidable. Whales hold. Retail follows. Myth 3. Manipulation caps upside. Reality. Regulatory clarity post-SEC. CFTC alignment trending. ChartSage draws parallels. History repeating for XRP. Massive ETF inflows, plus $164 million. Potential 57% surge to $3.30 to $3.50. Manipulation fades with utility. Ripple's partnerships like Hidden Road ensure that. Pain point. If you sold last dip, today's 25% weekly gain stings. But as analysts say, it's a wealth transfer to holders. Community replies echo. Take XRP off exchanges to cold wallets. Price will soar. We're building rails for $10 trillion cross-border flows. XRP as the efficient layer. Climactic tie-in. This surge is ETF demand plus supply squeeze plus technical breakout equals sustained momentum. Short term, $2.50 test per BD. Mid, $3.30 to $3.50 if inflows hold, as ChartSage models. Long term, utility captures remittances slice, but that's for analysts like those in crypto economy. Data points to $3 plus by December. Not guarantees, but patterns. XRP community. You've weathered storms, lawsuits, volatility. Today at $2.19, it's validation. Institutional rails are here. The network effect kicks in. Hold steady. Knowledge is your edge. If this analysis sparked thoughts, hit like to boost the algorithm. Comment your take. $2.50 this week or $3 by EOY. Subscribe for weekly breakdowns. More XRP alpha incoming. Share with a fellow holder. Together, we navigate. Thanks for watching. Stay informed. Stay safe.